some of your goals that you might have with MMA for 2025?
2025 is I would love to fight 3 times. Every year I say that I want to fight 3 times, but I usually get 2. I'm not so pleased with the inactivity in my career so far. I don't know. Again, I can only do my part and train, and then when I go fight and win. And so far, I'm undefeated, and that's all I could do is fight and win. I think I've been doing it impressively. I think I've been fighting good level opposition too. As far as the next fight's got to be a ranked guy. It's got to be a ranked guy, and I'm hoping it's just a big goal of mine because he's such a legend. But Jose Aldo, like, if it's not the next one, obviously, then maybe the one after or somewhere down the line before Jose retires, because I'd imagine he doesn't have too many left. That's the fight that I really want.
All right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here, and I'm here with Farid Basharat. Farid, how we doing, my man?
Doing good. Thank you.
Yeah, man. And, you just had a big win at UFC 308. I mean, talk to us a bit more about what it was like to compete on the card, and talk to us a bit more about your performance as well.
Yeah, 308 was a big one. It was a big card. Those Abu Dhabi cards are always huge, Main event was big, co-main was big, and I had a great camp here in South Florida, ATT. It was my first camp here, and of course, the fight itself, it went according to plan, but the weigh-ins and everything around it was very unusual. The opponent missing weight by 10 pounds, and in the end, I'm just happy. I still came out with a win and performed very well.
Yeah, no, 100%. You definitely performed very well, and with you getting that big win, I mean, when can we maybe see you back in the octagon? What's maybe next for you?
I'm hoping maybe like end of February, beginning of March, or something like this. Trying to get something of a couple guys. My manager telling me a couple guys have turned me down and stuff. I'm hoping it's a ranked guy next. I did call out Aldo, and but I want somebody ranked like this. If it's not an Aldo, I want Kyler Phillips or Mario Bautista, something like this. That would be great. But yeah, I'm just training, staying ready.
100%. No, that definitely sounds awesome. And you always mention that you want to fight in London. Could London maybe be an option for you?
London. The problem with London is that March, with the London card is during Ramadan.
Right.
That's when I'm fasting and stuff, and I don't usually fight during Ramadan. So Ramadan is like off the card for me. And then April. I got February, April, May. These times, yeah, I'm down to fight.
Fair enough. No, that definitely makes sense. And, getting back to your previous fight with Victor Hugo, I mean, he missed weight by a lot. And then after that fight, he actually ended up getting released by the UFC. Do you believe the UFC made the right move releasing him being unprofessional like that?
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you're a liability to the company and to all the other fighters, then I don't think you belong in the biggest MMA promotion in the world. To miss by a couple pounds is very bad, but to miss by 10 is like almost unforgivable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to say I'm lucky because it was down to it was skill and caliber, but imagine that fight had not gone my way. Imagine my first loss was because the guy was 10 pounds heavier, and listen, that fight was very straightforward. But there were moments where I felt like I could have broken him. Like had we been closer in weight, I could have broken him and gotten a finish but I remember in the fight thinking like his threshold was a little bit higher. He was a little bit more durable than I felt usually against other bantamweights and stuff. And of course, all due to his size and stuff. He hit harder than a usual bantam. He took shots better than a usual bantam because he wasn't a bantam. During the fight, I think he was probably close to 170, maybe more. He was huge in there.
Yeah, no, he definitely looked huge in there too. I mean, you can even see it like when you guys were fighting. And with that being said too, I mean, coming off a big win, I mean, after your win, you were eating dinner with Khabib. I mean, what was that like? What was maybe some of the best advice he might have gave you?
Some of the best advice. I mean, first of all, it was really good. Whenever I see Khabib and stuff, it's always good. Because he's one of the legends of this game. And him in particular for me is somebody I looked up to because we have similar mentality and we come from a similar place. But just on like advice, he literally just said to me kind of like just stay focused, stay the course. Stay focused, stay the course. You keep winning and eventually you'll be undeniable, and like nobody can deny somebody on a 7, 8, 9, 10 fight win streak. He said like same thing happened to him, same thing happened to Islam, same thing happened to Bilal, where they maybe didn't get the props that they deserved in the beginning, but they kept winning, and ultimately they became champions and essentially stars. So yeah, that was some of the advice that he gave me, which was really good.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's some solid advice. He's definitely right there. And with you taking that fight, there's not a lot of fighters that would have stepped up and continued to take that fight. Did the UFC maybe hook you up and maybe give you some sort of bonus for taking that fight?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh
Unfortunately,
wow.
what I find crazy, and I don't know whose fault this is, but it's almost like if the whole thing flew under the radar. Even Dana White, when he got asked in the press conference after the fight, like, "Hey, what did you make of Farid Basharat? Still fought with the guy, even though that other guy was 10 pounds over." And he goes, "Oh, I didn't even know about this." Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
So I almost felt like all of this got like brushed under the carpet. And I'm not saying to make such a big fuss about it, but like it was relatively a big deal, because nothing like this had happened before. The only other time somebody missed weight by 10 pounds, the fight got cancelled. I decided to actually take the fight, take a huge risk, and not only like it was barely in the social media, and UFC didn't compensate me extra. I didn't even get the guys 10% because technically the fight got changed from a bantam to a featherweight fight. But again, it's like I was saying to you about what Khabib said to me. It's like I could get angry about it and nothing's gonna happen, But just focus, stay the course, and sooner or later, I'm gonna get the top 15 guys and I'm gonna win and just move up the rankings.
Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely think you're going to be climbing the rankings. And I didn't even hear that about Dana White. I'll have to try to find that video. And
Yeah, it's in the post-fight press conference right after the fight.
awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely make sure I check that out. And another thing I was curious about, you're obviously mentioning the rankings. I mean, what are maybe some of your goals that you might have with MMA for 2025?
2025 is I would love to fight 3 times. Every year I say that I want to fight 3 times, but I usually get 2. I'm not so pleased with the inactivity in my career so far. I don't know. Again, I can only do my part and train, and then when I go fight and win. And so far, I'm undefeated, and that's all I could do is fight and win. I think I've been doing it impressively. I think I've been fighting good level opposition too. As far as the next fight's got to be a ranked guy. It's got to be a ranked guy, and I'm hoping it's just a big goal of mine because he's such a legend. But Jose Aldo, like, if it's not the next one, obviously, then maybe the one after or somewhere down the line before Jose retires, because I'd imagine he doesn't have too many left. That's the fight that I really want, and I'll fight him anywhere in Brazil, in London, in America. Doesn't matter. He's such a legend. I'll do anything to get him on my resume before he retires.
I would definitely love to see that fight. I think it would be awesome, stylistic matchup. And you mentioned as well too that you've been watching like Jose since you were like 11 years old. I mean, what would it be like to fight a guy that you kind of grew up watching?
Yeah, firstly, I would have to I'd have to take all that out of my mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is no room for admiration or like being starstruck. I mean, not starstruck, but you know what I mean? Like, to be like, oh man, that's Jose Aldo. Who cares? It's a fight. It's a fight. And then after the fight, I could do all of that as lovely stuff as much as I want. But when I signed to fight him, he is, and essentially that's how I'm thinking of him right now, because I think some people maybe took it a little bit disrespectfully when I called him out, because they're like, hey, you haven't achieved anything in the sport and look who he is. And I mean, yeah, I haven't, but he's an active fighter in the roster. As long as he's an active fighter, I'm not going to give him any special royalties. Like, oh, he's Jose Aldo. No, he's in my weight division. We're relatively close in the rankings. Like, I'm around 15 and he's around 12, 11. So I'm going to shoot my shot. And this is a fight game. This ain't tennis. This ain't football. This ain't basketball. Just because you're a legend doesn't exempt you from getting beat up. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fight. You signed up to do this. So when I do, if I am to fight a legend like a Dominic Cruz or a Jose Aldo or Henry Cejudo, I mean, I'm not gonna. My job is to go in there, fight, and to win. And the fans can get upset about call outs or this and that, but ultimately, this is a fight game.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And I definitely respect that call out 100%. Because I think it would be a fun fight. And, your brother is fighting as well soon. With that being said, I mean, what's it like to kind of watch your brother fight live?
To watch it live is horrible. Horrible. It's far worse. I mean, it doesn't even compare. When I go to fight there myself, It's fun. It's enjoyable. The adrenaline, the rush, everything. When he's fighting, is just it's so bad because I can't control anything. So I can't control anything, and but he's luckily he's so high level. I feel like he's never really lost a fight. I mean, on paper there was the Aim Zahabi fight, but we don't really feel like it was a loss like that. But luckily, when he goes out there, he wins. So it would be a lot more stressful if he was a win one, lose one type of fighter. But usually when we both go out there to fight, we win. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, you guys definitely always show up 100%. And speaking about another guy that's fighting pretty soon is Bekov. He's fighting tomorrow against Zachary Reese. I mean, how do you predict him getting it done against Reese?
As a Maslok, I'm so happy for him because this is his dream. He comes from where he comes from, small village in the Caucasus and stuff. And I would speak to him all the time about, hey, just be patient, your time will come, your time will come. And very happy that he finally got his call up. And Azamat, he could do it. He could do a bit of everything. To be honest, he can wrestle, he can box, he can kickbox. Ultimately, I think he's got huge power, and he'll land a KO punch, I think.
Yeah, no, I definitely think he's going to win this fight as well too. I'm definitely looking forward to his debut. And with you fighting out in Las Vegas, man, I mean, what's maybe some of your favorite places in Las Vegas to maybe check out?
No, so now I'm in Florida. Now I'm in ATT, American Top Team. So in Las Vegas, what did you say? Like places to go? You said?
Yeah.
When I was in Las Vegas, to be honest, the thing about Las Vegas was it was for me because I'm Muslim and I don't, partake in a lot of the craziness that happens in Las Vegas. It was a great place for me for camp because I would just be focused on my training. It was like out in the desert. When you get closer to the center, when you get closer to the strip, it gets a bit hectic. So I tried my best to stay away from those places. But you can find some good restaurants in and around the center, in and around the strip.
Fair enough. No, that definitely makes sense. And how's the change been to Florida? How do you kind of enjoy training over there with ATT?
Oh no, I love it here. To be honest, the training is the best training I've ever had, and I think it'd be difficult to find better training than this. Just because ATT has been around for so long, they've kind of they've done all the whole trial and error in the past 20 years since they've been open, since they've been around. Like they've had fights all over the world, and they got a huge selection of coaches to choose from. Me personally, I love to work with Mike Brown. He's my head coach essentially. It's amazing here. The training partners too, and it's very professional. It's very structured. They definitely know what they're doing. I feel like they have this. They have the fight game down to a T. They really have it structured well, and they strategize well too.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. They're definitely an awesome gym. And speaking about that, I mean, who are maybe some of the best training partners that make you the best version of you?
So I've got my brother's always with me. I have Siddiq Muduev, Movza Evloev. There's a lot of good up and coming guys like Abbas Abbasov, Danny Sabatello. He's really good. And then there's always people coming in for camps. Right now we have like KSW Bantamweight champ Yakub Wiklak. There's always guys coming over from Russia, Kazakhstan, stuff like this. So yeah, there's never a shortage of training partners here.
Yeah, no, that definitely sounds like a good group of guys there. And you're obviously a beast and whatnot in the cage, but what do you typically like to do outside the cage when you're not in there training and fighting?
Outside the cage, usually it's more of the same type of stuff, like hanging out with friends and stuff like that. I love nature, so one of the things I mean, Florida is beautiful, but I like mountains and hills and that kind of stuff. So one of the things that I don't like coming from Vegas to Florida is that Florida is so flat. You won't find a hill anywhere, but the ocean is beautiful here. So, but in Las Vegas, what I loved was the mountains. Every weekend I would go to the mountain. I would either run there or I would go eat or something, out in the mountains. And but yeah, nature, friends, video games. Sometimes FIFA. I play FIFA. I'm very good at FIFA. Yeah, this kind of stuff.
Fair enough. So you're a big FIFA guy. What do you like to play on for FIFA?
So PlayStation,
is my console, and my well depends. I can play on any team, but my team, if the team I support is Real Madrid, so Real Madrid, my team's always been my team for the last 20, 25 years. So yeah, that's my team.
I like it. I like it. Now, with you playing some video games with FIFA, do you ever play anyone from your gym?
Yeah, so this is all the time. Me and Javed have a good rivalry. Like we've always had a good rivalry, but we've got a heavyweight here from Dagestan, Rizvan Kuniev, and when we first met, he was like, brother, I'm the best from Dagestan, brother. In all of Dagestan, I'm number one. Played him, and then me, look at bro, we're from London. Me and Javed are from London, and football and FIFA is just a different level there. And had to humble him real quick. But he's really good. Every now and then he gets one over me, when I lose interest. But nobody here in HT can. I mean, Rizvan sometimes gives us a good game, but like me and Javed, nobody can give us a run for our money.
Fair enough. That's definitely kind of funny that you mentioned Rizvan as well. And with you as well, I mean, you actually used to play a little bit of football in real life as well too. I mean, who was better, you or your brother?
Me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, man. You ask him, he's gonna say him. You ask me, it's gonna be me. Javid will never admit that he does anything better than me, anything. And for me, look, I think we were both very similar. Like it's like our fighting. Who's better at fighting? I think we're both similar. Some people say me, some people say him. Maybe they like his style a bit more. Maybe they like my style. I think football was the same thing.
Fair enough. That definitely makes sense, man. And another thing I was curious about as well too is I believe you guys used to have a YouTube channel together a little bit. Are we ever going to see any more videos on that channel?
Absolutely, you will. I just need to figure out because I moved from Vegas to Florida, and I just need to figure out the videography and the editing and stuff like that to get somebody to do it for me. But that's definitely a goal of mine, is like to do that YouTube stuff, because I'm always traveling, I'm always training, and the fans are always messaging me to show some more content and stuff like that. I think I'm just a bit too laid back and chilled out sometimes, where I'm just like, I think sometimes in your mind you're like, you wonder, like, because my whole life I've spent training and doing all this, so to me this is normal. But the fans, they love to see this kind of content, So I think I need to do a better job of getting some more content out there. But definitely in the future I will.
Good. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing some more content. And another thing I was curious about as well too. I mean, you had a little altercation with MVP a while back at the hotel. I mean, talk to us a bit more about what kind of happened with that.
I mean, it's kind of in the past now. It was just a little altercation that happened at the time. I think it happened a while ago now, so it's kind of in the past. Since then, I'm not really interested in revisiting it. Why focus on these kind of things? Just move forward and focus on what I can control. Don't worry about these things.
Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely think that's a smart thing to do. And with that being said, man, I'm actually a Taekwondo instructor. I've been teaching for about 6 years now, and I got a lot of guys in my gym. What advice would you give to those guys to keep on coming into the gym and to get better and better every class?
What I would say is consistency is the key. No matter what you do, I've seen some of the biggest talents, like through the past 13, 15 years since I've been training. I've seen some of the biggest talents come in and then leave. But the ones that have remained and gone the furthest are the ones that kept coming, kept showing up essentially. And kind of like me and Javed, like I don't think me and Javed were the most gifted or athletic or essentially, but one thing we did have was the desire to keep showing up every day. We kept coming back, and one day it'll just click. Sometimes you have to rely on like it just clicking for you. And if you're struggling in the sense of like I'm not getting better, progression is not completely linear. It doesn't work like that. There's peaks and valleys, and you keep showing up, and I promise one day like something will just click. And that happens to me all the time. I'll go through a patch of a couple of weeks of just not performing so well, and then one day you're sparring and you find your rhythm, you find your groove, and you've leveled up tenfold. So I'd say consistency is the most important thing. Just keep showing up.
Yeah, no, I definitely think consistency is a pretty good message. And speaking of messages, man, I mean, it's been awesome having you on the show. But what's maybe your final message out there for the fans watching this video?
To all the fans, to my fans, thank you very much for supporting me all these years. I hope you continue to support, because big things are coming for me and Javed both. Big things are coming. Top 15 is next. Javed's got his fight February 22nd. So inshallah that goes according to plan. And to whoever doesn't believe or support, it's okay. Thank you, but just know you guys are motivating me still. And when you're winning, everyone loves you. When you're losing, that you get hate. More wins I get, the more love I will get from these guys. A lot of these haters will turn into fans. So I'm impartial. I know who the real ones are. I know who supported me from early. Thank you to all of them. And I'm just gonna keep doing my thing, training and winning.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to you doing your thing and to continue growing and winning as well too. And again, man, thank you so much for taking the time and coming on the show. And best of luck with your upcoming bouts as well too, my man.
Thank you, Kevin.